it's time for Achievement Assembly. It's Friday morning and here I am in school ready to share with you our heroes from this week. And my goodness, have we seen some fabulous learning this week and some fabulous acts of kindness and some fabulous creativity and some fabulous examples of aspiration, all different things, and we're so proud of each and every one of you. So let's get started. Time to celebrate, and there is some very exciting news coming out soon from Mrs. Overton, so watch this space. There's lots to celebrate this week, definitely. So adults and children amongst you, what are you celebrating? Have you got something you want to celebrate this week? Have you got something that you have learnt this week that you didn't know before? What have you achieved? I'm sure you've achieved lots. Your teachers have certainly been impressed with you. Now, as you know, at Clock House, we have 6 values that we try and uphold all of the time. I wonder, whoever's watching, can you remember the value that begins with C, a curly C? Can you remember that value? Let's see if you've got it right. So we've got nurture, we've got respect, we've got community, and community is the value that I was talking about. At the moment, our community are just amazing. Us going from strength to strength, doing everything they possibly can. And it's so important that while we're not together, we still remain as one community. You're still very important to us. We're still the very special Clock House community. So keep going, community, keep staying with us. We also have excellence, and we also have excitement, and we also have this half term's value, which, as you know, is learning. Well done, everybody. I'm sure shouting at your screens telling me. Right, let's get going then. So we've got lots and lots of home learning heroes this week and Hawaii heroes, and not just the people on the screen, because as I always say, you're all heroes, the big people and the little people. Okay, so starting off with nursery, we have Eliana for joining in all the Zoom sessions and making great contributions during lessons. Well done to you. And we have Daniel for joining in our lessons and always making some good contributions. Well done, nursery. Moving on to reception, and Mrs. Bradshaw has chosen for Wales Piper for taking on new challenges in her writing. Well done, challenging yourself. That's one of our curriculum drives. That's one of the things we're trying to do, trying to get you guys doing, is challenging yourself, certainly in challenging times. And Costa for always trying his best during our phonics lessons. Well done. Moving on to Scotland, and Mrs. Johns has chosen Georgie for trying very hard during Zoom lessons and practicing his maths at home. Well done, Georgie, and I was very impressed on your Zoom lesson when I've heard you using your sounds and using your phonics. Well done. And David for doing wonderful work at home and trying very hard on Zoom. It's just not the same, is it? But if you're trying hard, that's all we can ask. Moving on to Northern Ireland, and Miss Fisher has chosen Liam for joining in all the Zoom sessions with enthusiasm and showing great progress with his learning. Well done. And Spencer for always having a smile on his face while completing his learning on Zoom and trying really hard with his writing. Well done, nursery and reception. Let's give them a clap. Well done, everybody. Moving on to year 1 and France, and Mrs. Nelda Marsh has chosen Hudson for working hard at home, particularly with his English work. Well done. And Jasmina for continuing to put her best efforts in all lessons, even though she is at home, absolutely trying our best. Moving on to Italy, and Miss Yeomans has chosen Maya for an excellent retelling of Superworm. And Albie for showing lots of progress in telling the time. Telling the time is such a tricky skill. Well done. And Mrs. Curry has chosen Kiki from Spain for working so hard at home and as hard as she would at school. She's produced some lovely, well-presented work and she'll be proud of her achievements. Well done, Kiki. And Cuba for working really hard on the challenges. I've set him on Google Classroom and he's done it all with a big smile on his face. Well done. So important to keep smiling at these tricky times. It's so easy to forget the importance of smiling and how it makes us feel. Moving on to year 2 and USA, and Mrs. Bogle and Mrs. Everingham have chosen Dylan and Quinn for the same reason, for completing all tasks set really well, trying really hard and attending all the Zoom sessions with enthusiasm. And moving on to Canada, and Miss Burrow has chosen Miss Burrows, sorry, Canada, has chosen Lavinia for producing a fantastic set of instructions on how to bake your own rascally cake with lots of description. I've seen some brilliant ones to do with rascally cake. And Mariah for also producing a fantastic set of instructions with lots of description. Well done to you both. And then Mexico, and Miss Martin has chosen Sienna for working so hard on her instructions of rascally cake, and Sophia for working really hard on her maths learning this week. Well done to you. Okay, let's give year 1 and year 2 a polite clockhouse clap. Well done, everybody. We say polite because when there's 700 of us all together, it can get very noisy, can't it? Moving on to year 3, we have Miss Burrell's choices, which are Dolly for working hard on all learning and making valuable contributions on Zoom lessons, and Lola for also working very hard with all of her learning and really trying hard to contribute on Zoom. Not easy, much easier to contribute in class. We'll get there, we'll get back eventually. Argentina, Miss Marla's actually chosen Harris. Harris is actually in school, a part of Team Hawaii, but she has said for being super engaged and having a great input during Zoom lessons, trying his best with his work at all times. Well done, Harris. And Amelia for outstanding dedication to attend every Zoom session, even in the car to pick up her little brother, going the extra mile, Amelia and family. Well done. And still managing to listen carefully and getting involved. Well done. Going the extra mile is so important to us. And year 3, Brazil, Mrs. Fletcher and Mrs. Hoyle have chosen Gabby for improved concentration in Zoom lessons and producing some good pieces of work, and Haura for trying hard in all the tasks she has been set. Great job, people. Well done, year 3. Moving on to Uganda and year 4, Miss Jones has chosen Keris for always engaging in Zoom discussions and completing all her work to the best of her ability. She always stays behind to tell us how she's getting on and make sure that myself and Mrs. Paget are okay. What a lovely thing to do. Our value of nurture coming out there, Keris. Well done. And Hassan for engaging really well in Zoom lessons and usually being the first to log on, being punctual, so important. He participates well and completes all his work on time. Great job there. Moving on to South Africa, and Miss Kaysen has chosen Cruz for showing resilience with his maths work and continuing to try even when he found it challenging. There we go again, that word challenging, so important. And Alfie for always completing his work to a high standard. Well done. Moving on to Kenya, and Miss Delaney has chosen Jax for trying his hardest with his home learning. All we can ask, trying your hardest. And Jasmine for completing a very thoughtful RE task about who inspires her. Well done. Let's give you 3 and 4 a polite clockhouse clap. Well done, year 3 and 4. Moving on to year 5. And Miss Boundary has been very cheeky this week. She's chosen 3 home learning heroes. I really did make her try and decide, but she said she just couldn't decide between the 3 of you. So we have Phoebe for high activity in Zoom and for always trying her best. We have Isla for stepping out of her comfort zone and reading to the group. Well done, Isla, challenging yourself. And Lewis for never giving up. Even when he finds it tricky, he's keeping going and being resilient. Moving on to Japan, and Mr. Donner has chosen Sunny for showing amazing resilience in his home learning and giving 100% into his work. Well done, Sunny. Great job. Very proud of you. And Ava for engagement and manners. Her engagement and her manners are excellent during Zoom lessons. Her work is to a high standard and she's very punctual. Well done. That's during Japan's focus this week, being punctual. Well done, Ava. And Miss Spencer has chosen Tia, who has been resilient with her online learning and is pushing herself in maths and growing in confidence, which is lovely for us to see. It certainly is, Tia. And Lacey for always completing her work to an exceptionally high standard, and showing the other children how to model being a Clockhouse citizen in her approaches to learning. Isn't it wonderful? Even though we're apart, we're still keeping those values going. We're still seeing those fabulous Clockhouse citizens that we so love. Moving on to year 6, and let's see, Miss Taylor has chosen Alex for Australia for her consistent hard work throughout the last 3 weeks and creating a brilliant narrative and building suspense in her writing. A hard thing to do, Alex, well done. And Max for his enthusiasm and participation during Zoom lessons this week. Well done to both of you. Moving on to New Zealand, and Miss Kearns and Mr. Hurdle have chosen Melanie for her amazing writing this week, especially her non-chronological report. And I had the pleasure of reading it, got sent to me, and I'm super proud, Melanie. Well done. And Logan for amazing work and effort this week, especially in his maths on area, perimeter and volume. No easy feat, that one. Well done, New Zealand. Moving on to Fiji, and Miss Wilson has chosen Samuel for his amazing knowledge in our World War II topic. You've done some amazing research even before the Zoom session, Samuel. Well done. And Freddie took the time out to research animal therapy and the benefits during anxious and worrying times. And he's posted some things on Google Classroom every morning for the children to watch to help them feel calm. Wow, and some of them have commented on how much it's been helping them. Thank you, Freddie. What a lovely thing to do for your class. I'm sure it's helping them all. Moving on to Greenland, and we have Bobby this week for using some great vocabulary in his English work. Well done. Let's give Year 5, 6 and Greenland a polite Clockhouse clap. And our last heroes are our Hawaii heroes. And this week we have Josiah for trying really hard and adapting so well to class Hawaii. We have Olivia for sharing and helping others and being a great Clockhouse citizen. We have Archie for showing great depth of learning when using a computer. We have Tristan for working so hard with his maths on decimals this week. And we have Jakai for great learning of imperative verbs in English this week. Well done. Let's give them a polite Clockhouse clap. Well done to our Hawaii heroes. But as I always say, well done to all of our heroes, all our adult heroes, all our little heroes, all our children heroes. You are simply amazing us. You are smashing it every step of the way. You're engaged, you're doing your best, and that's all we can ask. Keep being amazing, keep being heroes. I know you're certainly keeping us going, and hopefully we're keeping you going through these difficult times. Hot Chocolate Day is not live, I'm afraid, because I have a meeting this afternoon, so I will be posting that at 2:30 for all those people going the extra mile. Get your drinks ready. Don't forget, we're here for you all. We want to help you. We want to live up to our values to make sure that as a community, we're still in this together. And obviously, just because you're at home doesn't mean you shouldn't be showing that you're still great Clockhouse citizens and being ready, respectful, responsible, and resilient. And that goes for the big people as well. Have a great day, Team Clockhouse. Hope you enjoyed assembly, and I look forward to who our heroes are going to be next week, and I'm sure it's going to be a hard choice. Have a great day and have a great weekend, whatever you're doing at home. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream